Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm making my predictions for the 2020 edition of SummerSlam, the first pay-per-view inside WWE's new Thunderdome that we'll find out what it is on Friday. We'll see if this will bring a new element and help the shows go by better and make them feel more like they were before this whole pandemic started. With all that being said, we'll get right into my predictions for the 2020 edition of SummerSlam. And the first match will be for the Raw Tag Team titles, where we'll see the Street Profits defending their championships against the team of Andrade and Angel Garza. My pick is for the Street Profits to retain the Raw Tag Team titles in this match. With Montez Ford being poisoned weeks ago and now coming back where it looks like Zelina is the culprit of this, I feel like once you get poisoned, you have to retain your titles in the next match, and I think the Street Profits will keep the Raw Tag titles, and this rivalry is more than likely going to keep going into next week's pay-per-view of Payback, where I feel like a lot of these matches we'll see again. So now on to match number 2. And match number 2 will be for the WWE United States Championship, where we'll see Apollo Crews defending his title against MVP, where Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are banned from ringside. My pick is for Apollo Crews to retain the United States Championship here and beat MVP. I just feel like Apollo's been on a pretty decent run as US champ, where he had the weird neck quotes there injury where he missed the last pay-per-view and couldn't defend against MVP, to where now he'll prove himself that, hey, there was an actual injury here, and now we'll beat MVP and then have to move on to the next person, where he'll probably ultimately end up losing to Bobby Lashley if it looks like where it's going on TV every week, to where Lashley's going to be the unstoppable monster to take the US title from Apollo Crews. So now we'll move on to match number 3. And match number 3 will be a street fight where we'll see Dominic Mysterio taking on Seth Rollins. I believe this match only has 2 realistic endings to how this one will end here. Or I could see one where Rollins is just teeing off on Dominic with the kendo sticks again, and then Ray tries to take the shots and no, but then ultimately Rollins just keeps teeing off and wins. Or no, option number 2, Dominic pulls a roll up or something just out of nowhere, a pinfall out of nowhere, and gets the victory and beats Rollins at SummerSlam. And out of those 2 options, I believe option 2 is the most realistic to happen, and I believe Dominic Mysterio will beat Seth Rollins here. I think that this rivalry will be another bleed over one into Payback next week, where we'll probably see a tag team match of Murphy and Rollins taking on Dominic and Rey Mysterio, to where that one maybe Rollins pulls something back and gets the win there, and then they fight one more time for all the marbles. So now on to match number 4. And match number 4 will be for the WWE Universal Championship here, where we'll see Braun Strowman defending his title against the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. After how this rivalries went in the last awkward match at Extreme Rules, I believe the Fiend will dethrone the Monster Among Men and become the new WWE Universal Champion. I just think everyone's going, oh, Braun's gone off the deep end now, that after he loses to the Fiend, we'll see a complete new Monster Among Men here, where he'll completely fall off the deep end and go crazy. And I also feel like Alexa Bliss is going to play somewhat of a role into the ending of this match, to where the Fiend summons her or something and Braun freezes up, to where he will then turn his sights and blaming her for him losing the title. So now on to our next match. And that'll be match number 5, and it'll be a hair versus hair match where we'll see Mandy Rose taking on Sonya Deville. This one seems pretty easy to me. Mandy Rose already got her hair cut once, they're not going to do it twice, so I think she's going to beat Sonya Deville here and shave her head. I think Sonya losing here will set her down a completely new path, where she's been saying all this stuff about Mandy when in reality it was her who was feeling this about her own self, and then she'll go into like a dashing Cody Rhodes phase where she's like hiding her hair and all that kind of stuff, until she just goes completely insane and then starts making her run maybe to go after that SmackDown Women's Championship. So now on to match number 6 of the evening, which will be for the previously mentioned SmackDown Women's Championship here, and we'll see Bayley defending her title against Asuka. Now, I feel like this match and the Sasha match clearly linked together. There's pure shenanigans that are going to happen in this. And I think in this first match, Asuka's going to win by DQ, with Sasha and Bayley just going, oh, we're not going to win this. Bayley's going to lose the title. Boom, DQ just beat the holy hell out of her. And then this will move into match number 7, the co-main event of the evening, which is for the Raw Women's Championship here, where we see Sasha Banks taking on Asuka. And I think Sasha will retain the Raw Women's Championship and beat Asuka in this match. I just feel like in the first match where Bayley and Sasha will just take the DQ few lost there. They'll do such a number on Asuka, she won't be able to really look like her normal self and compete with Sasha, and Sasha will just get the flat out win there, which will then lead into the next week's Payback pay-per-view, where we'll see Sasha and Bayley defending the tag titles against Asuka and a new partner of her choice, which realistically could be anyone, and maybe someone who likes to come from the sky, maybe a genius of the sky or something. But now we'll move on to the main event of the evening. And match number 8 will be for the WWE Championship, where we'll see Drew McIntyre putting his title on the line against Randy Orton. Now I feel like everyone's thinking Ric Flair's gonna mysteriously come back here and screw Drew McIntyre out of it, that this was all the plan by Randy Orton. While that might happen and could well happen, we've seen crazier stuff in the past, especially people losing eyeballs recently. I think we could see Shawn Michaels actually making the run in here, where it's like, oh, he's getting Orton back for what he did on Monday because he's can heal up quicker than Ric Flair because he's younger, I guess, was what they would go with. That Drew McIntyre goes to set up for a Claymore, Orton moves, bang, hits Shawn Michaels, Drew McIntyre's baffled, turns around, RKO out of nowhere, 1, 2, 3, and we have a new WWE Champion, and his name is Randy Orton. And then I feel like this match will definitely bleed into Payback, where we'll see some type of stipulation match for the rematch between these two for this WWE title in a week's time. But I feel like Drew McIntyre won't be seeing that WWE Championship again until our faces can get back into arenas to see him in person. So that'll do it for my predictions for the 2020 edition of SummerSlam. Leave your predictions in the comments section below. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you like what I'm doing on this channel and want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And tomorrow, my NXT TakeOver 30 predictions will be up, so come back for those, and come back next week for my Payback predictions video. And as always, thanks for watching.